Yes, sir. Alrighty. Oh, need it so bright. Goodness. Got our reactions on. Everything's good. All right, let me check this. Audio smooth. Audio smooth. All right. Audio smooth. All right. Oh, still got a little sleep in the eyes. All good. All right. Not liking this level. What level is it? 736 ohms or something? Spitfire. Yeah, no, so. Alrighty. All right, we're good. Good. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right, yeah. They really got us stuck between the 737.50 and the 736. But I mean, these same levels have been the same levels all week. So, all right, yeah. How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? I'm just getting my life together. Been sleeping, laying down. Oh, there's my cat. But yeah, so if this level holds, remember, higher time frame. If this level holds, off the bat, off the bat, we're going long, right? Was good, was popping. Oh, yeah, no, I'm just getting my day started. I ain't got no earrings in, no nothing. Said it, bro. Look, we need that money. Let's get it. Got my blue light lenses on, so I don't go blind. I gotta keep my eyes good. All right, yeah. So first off, let's go over what happened today, right? So remember we talked about how, let me know if the music is too loud, because I can't tell from my side. But yeah. So remember we always talked about the same levels, previous day low, and the 731. So our first, remember the original game plan was, hey, if we gap up, right, and we get over this level, we'll go long here, right? Or if we hold previous day close, we'll go long there. We gap down, right? So we had to, you got to switch the game plan. Remember, I always say you got to have a game plan for either side. I literally said this in the video, And then like I said, same levels, literally same ones, 731. And also, if you were on the live, we talked about how this is the previous week low as well, right? If you hide everything, right? Look where we bounced at. So if, like I said, if you've seen the weekend video, I said, hey, if this is oh, excuse me. If this is gonna be a reversal, right? We clear this week's low, of course, and we come all the way down to 724, right? I said, or if it's not that time, if it's just a normal pullback, and this is just a inverted hammer, and this is gonna be our support, then we should bottom either at the week's low or the week's open. So as of now, we're neck and neck. So with Nvidia earnings, wait, is Nvidia earnings today or when is Nvidia earnings? Hold on, I'm gonna look on the laptop right here. Is that today or is that tomorrow? NBA tomorrow. Oh, okay, it's tomorrow. Okay, that's even better because I was like, bro, I'm not prepared. I didn't want it to be today. I'm not prepared. But we do have something today, huh? Is it FOMC minutes? Econ data today. There we go. Oh, I gotta get louder. Okay, so it's Tuesday. Uh, oh no, so that is all Wednesday. Is today not Wednesday? Today's wow. Today's Tuesday. That is, geez, man, it just goes to show how I keep up with the schedule. But yeah, so this is previous week's low. So if we do, like I said, if it's just gonna be a normal pullback, then we should test most of this upper wick by the end of the week, right? And I'm trying to see if I can find another inverted hammer that we actually had play out. It's easier to find them on the daily, honestly. Nice little inverted hammer. Because it can be confusing if you see them at different spots, right? You might be like, oh, this is the top, because it could be. Let me see. I should have a little one right here, right? A little one. And this is coming off of a fresh uptrend too, right? So you got like a little inverse. Because at the time, like I said, we can't see everything else. So at the time, it's all we see. So yeah, we came down, touched that week that low, right? And if like I said, if we're bullish, then we should flip green on the week. So yeah, obviously right now all we're doing is watching to see what levels we're reacting to, you know what I'm saying, how we holding up, how's everything looking. And then I actually meant to put this right here. Gap close. Yeah. So we're still in that, we're still in that, lower downtrend. So you remember you're selling into the rips, right? You're taking that profit into the rips and you're buying sold dips. Trying to find my other one. That's one. The YouTube one. Actually called YouTube. So yeah, we're still inside that same range when I talked about in between here and here. 731, 738. Just one big range. And I still remember I said that, hey, it's possible, right? We don't know just yet. It's possible that we have a giant left shoulder ahead. And if this is forming a right shoulder, we'll eventually come down and lose these lows. But we keep bouncing. So, you gotta remain with the trend. Don't go too crazy. Don't try to fight it too much. Just because we don't know, we don't know how it's all can play out. It's annoying though that they won't just hurry up and just give us the pop. The whole pump and the dump is taking forever. But I mean, we still caught what, 80, 90% on those calls. So yeah, I ain't tripping regardless. Let's see. Bro said breakfast at 1 p.m. Relax. Yeah, so we smacked it nice low. 80%. You know how I always tell y'all to do it, right? Well, not tell you to do it, but how I specifically do it. I'll buy whenever I get ready to buy my level, right? So in this case, it was the lower day around that 731. So I added 745s for tomorrow, and then I just loaded up on the 738s, probably right here. Once we broke back above, right? Remember, look, we have a range here, and then most times you get the measure move like this, right? Let's do it in 4K. Let's also, hold on. Let me make this bigger. Every time I get off stream, it always makes it smaller again. But I know y'all be like, I can't see. There you go. All right. Right here. Boom. Right. So this is a little range, right? We established the range in pre-market. Boom. We broke down, or we got a little breakdown. Retest, of course, came all the way down to our other levels, right? Bounce back above. So if we're going to remain bullish, if the zone holds, you just measure the move like this, right? The move below, if we hold, right? Remember, it has to hold. It always has to be a if this, then that, right? You can't just be like, oh, well, it went this low. It's got to come back up here. No, no, no. Remember, it always has to be a if this, then that. Oh, look, we already hit the profit target. So the first target is always obviously the 50%. Always smack in the middle is always going to be your first profit target. So if this holds, right, and we continue back up towards the end of the day, we'll come up and look where that gives you almost exactly where the gap fill is, right? Are you swinging anything? Well, I'm still in my 1DTs. Like I said, I've been loading them. I bought the first set down here, right? And then, because I was like, bro, I'm still in bed. I'm just not feeling good, man. I'm just all over the place right now. So I'm like, bro, I'm just gonna stay in bed, bro. So, by the time I like roll over, I'm thinking like, I could have swore I heard a beep, an alert, and I go check. And I saw on my thing, it said, the 736 crack. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I end up going back to bed, and then I wake up. We down here. I'm like, oh shit. So I just loaded up some more. like I said, I always go against averaging down, but it wasn't so much as averaging down. It just was another entry for the same play. I think averaging down is wrong whenever your level is no longer working, right? Like had we broke under here, retested, and I saw stuff coming out here, I wouldn't be like, oh, let me add into this, right? Let me average down because that doesn't make sense. The play is not even going in a direction. But as long as 731, 733 held, then it's fine. Like I said, I got in on the first little bottom test. So it was probably like, all these little hours, whatever. So by the time I woke up, I'm like, okay, cool. We're still holding. Not looking too bad. So be it. Let's get it. Yeah. So right now, like I said, if we do come back in here in this range, then we're back in the range, right? We don't know if we come back down, go lower, right? We don't know if we stay in the range, come out. But as long as we hold the original breakout, right, get back above that same, well, it's not really pre-market high, but it's the range. I guess you can call it the range high, right? We'll just call it the range high. It's a little bit higher, right? And then if we can hold that, push back up, right? Gotta clear this. We clear this. Next level, of course, like I said, it's just they might as well go ahead and close the gap. But we've been having super, super, super choppy price action. So we've been really taking like one trade a day, right? I missed the dump, caught the pump. It's kind of it right now. Are you spending anything? Like I said, yeah, I'm still in the ones for sure, but I'm not like, I trimmed most of them, on this huge pop. I have SPY 743 DT. Yeah, bro. I'm like, yeah, then that's what I'm feeling too. I'm like, bro, we gotta eventually come down and test this again, right? Unless it all was a lie. Unless it all was a lie. Ugh. If it's all a lie and like the whole pump was fake and everything just not real, then and like I said, we'll handle that as it comes. But oh, Microsoft, that paid off, right? We got 100% on Microsoft, right? Sold, right, bro. Remember I had the alert set up here from yesterday. Yeah, bro, that one was. I'm glad I sold too, bro. Because by the time I woke back up, I'm like, let me go check on Microsoft, see what's. Because I seen somebody say something about Microsoft, so I go check. Gave the whole move back up, but low key. Oh no, never mind. Don't even look like it want to bounce. But if like I said, if it does want to bounce and try to get back above, we might be able to do it again, right? So it was a nice low 100% play. We did have to hold through all the bullshit the day before, but that gap up really paid us, and that push at open really paid us. So it was a nice low 100% and like I said, whoever got in better entry than me yesterday, oh yeah, those were green as hell. Hold on. Where's oh, all right. Well, somebody said, can you look at what was it? Oh, Google. Google. Uh-oh. Well, Google, time out. Google don't look too bad. Nice little trend up too. I mean, it's a crazy. I ain't gonna lie, it's a crazy dump. Uh, but does Google have any earnings or something? Or did we already have Google earnings? They just announced new AI products to theirs today. That's how I be, bro. You sell the news, buy the rumor, sell the news. But the news be like best news, and it just decides. Sometimes it'll go, sometimes it'll be like, nah, hell no, this ain't it. Bro, I slept so wrong, so uncomfortable. Let's see. All right, first level. Uh, change the color on this. I don't like this. It's too yellow. There we go. I'm like, bro, I can't see nothing. Yeah, so if Google can get back above here on this next hour or something and hold, then yeah, you might be able to take it back up for a nice little, you know. Well, I guess it's not even a gap close since it gapped over it and just disgusting slides through it. But yeah, I don't know what's up with everything today. Everything really dumb for real, bro. Bro, even yeah, I should say even Microsoft and all the other stuff, everything kind of dumb today. See what this talk about. All right, yeah. So step one for SPY, right? Step one, we got the breakout. Step two, we got the bounce. Now step three, we have to hold this level and clear the break, and then it will cause us to, right? And then we could possibly go ahead and get the push towards 740. Like I said, overtime is it? One, okay, we got 2 hours. So I guess we can see how fast it can go up there. But I mean, this was crazy. This was 11 to literally an hour straight with what, one red candle? Yeah. And then even this, like, you could try to short this, right? Puts, but it's just like, like I keep saying, man, that downside is just limited. Oh. If y'all were here on live yesterday, right? Remember how I kept saying, like, hey, if you're gonna go short, take your profit, please. The downside is limited. Bro, look at this, bro. Look at this, bro. I was in one DTEs, right? And I was on the phone with my grandma. And I don't even know what happened. I just remember seeing a beep, but I only had an alert up here. But this hadn't even caught up yet. So I'm like, hey, grandma, yeah. And then I look up, I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, yeah, hold on, grandma, hold on. Market sold, bro. I didn't get no screenshot or nothing. But bro, literally, yeah. I was like, bro, I'm in and out. And I sold exactly at 203. Look, hold on. Right here. Look, 203. Hold on. Just so you know I'm not lying. I hate cappers. Ain't no cap over here. Hold on. Look, hold on. Bro, I hate when you're trying to find a message in Discord. You gotta scroll through all this. Wait, hold on. Yeah, right here. Market sell. Look, 750. 03, 1503. Well, I guess this is our time. It's different time zone, but yeah, literally right at the top. Because I seen it, it cracked my other level. So once I seen it right here, 738, like I said, this is my main other pivot level. So I'm like, hold on, grandma. Instant sell, bro. I had to get up out that jam, bro. It'd be scary though, I ain't gonna lie. Cause you just never know. Especially when it comes to them Trump pumps. Like anytime he say something, like you just know it's gonna be some bullshit for real. But God is good, man. So patience and perseverance. And this is why I'm always telling you guys, like, hey, you gotta be patient. You gotta be patient, you gotta be patient with life, you gotta be patient with the trades, you gotta be patient with everything. And patience is a virtue. That's why people always say, oh, patience is a virtue. It's serious. Being patient alone is what keeps me from being red today, right? I could have just freaked out, I could have been panicked and oh man, we're below my level. Oh, I'm gonna go put, you know what I'm saying, chase. Nah, it's the same thing that happened over here. Right? Zoom out. Literally same thing happened right here. No different, right? I told y'all, hey, we're coming to 731, 734. Uh, we came down to the level. I missed the whole dump, but hey, I bought calls instantly when we got to this level. I had to wait about 2 good hours before they actually moved, but you just gotta practice that patience, man. You gotta practice that patience. Because if you're not, it's just gonna be a very hard game for you. I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be pretty tough. It'll be pretty tough to make it out, you know what I'm saying, if you don't have no patience because you won't ever stick around or see your play out. You know what I'm saying? How do you expect to have max gains if you can't, you know what I'm saying, get your mind right? And it's all 80%, it's probably like 85% mental because this part of it is all easy. This part is all, oh, watch this level for a bounce. We got the bounce. Bye. You know what I'm saying? But it's just holding through all of this without having to be like, all right, let me take on my prop. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have a target, you really just gotta see it through. What do you say? Got to see it through, my boy. Got to see it through. We don't need this one no more. Don't need this no more. Yeah, we're still in between. That's the only thing though. We're still in between that 20 and that 5. I would rather see us either break the 5 first and then like a trap back above the 5. That'd be the easiest way to play it. But if we can just get out of this range, man. Easy magnet right up here to that 5. And honestly, hold on. Check Palantir. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Hold on. Let me get the options contract real quick. And a place. So the 738 calls for SPY are $45. Where's 738 at? Hold on. 738. Oh, 738's right there. Oh, that's not bad. All right, yeah. So if we do hold this, then I'll probably try those 738s, right? I prefer a longer, a longer flag or some sort of, I don't want to never want it to just be instant because then it's kind of like, oof, so scary. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So when this breaks, retest, then we can try longs, right? If it doesn't break and retest, if we just reject, and go lower, then play is dead. But yeah, as long as we can hold, right, the main level and kind of get that break and hold. Remember, whenever we're looking for levels to test, we need them to actually test, right? Like this wick right here. We need this to come down and test the level. That's a true test, right? Just because you get a little pullback, it's not a true test. You want it to pull back into the level that once was our resistance, right? This resistance all morning. You gotta hold on. Yeah, you got a little head and shoulders at this level in the morning, and then it tried to come back up, tapped it, and sold. So if we're wondering, okay, well, is this going to be our support? You need to see it have some buyers off the reaction, right? Because even this, even though this candle, okay, cool, whatever, a lot of people who are too zoomed in, they bought in on that candle and they got smacked, right? But us, we're smarter. We want to wait and see, okay, well, this level's holding, show me, right? Prove it to me that this level is going to be our support. And as of now, it's proven. So we can start to break over this. We get a nice close over, right? Like I said, 748 zeros are what I'll probably like. All right, yeah, I'm gonna grab one. I'm gonna grab a little small set now. I'm not gonna full size yet, but okay, hold on. 741. Let me check the 1DTs because that might be the best play. 745. Yeah, instead of doing zeros, I might just start a small position on the zeros and then another small position on the let me see. Let me see what they look like first. Let me see how much they cost. Because you don't want to go, you don't want to go too far out because then it's like if you go too far out, like if I go 750, then it's like I'm gonna need a big move. You know what I'm saying? But we still got 2 hours in the day. If we come back up to here, we could probably see. This is This is a reasonable spot. What's this? 745s. All right, yeah. Let me look at the 745s 1DTs. Oh shit, that's the same play I was just in. All right, I can just grab some more of those. Watch, rinse, repeat. Yeah, it's literally the same as I was just in. All right, they are 36 a contract. 36 cents a contract. I'll add, yeah, a little small size of those. And then, yeah, a little small size of the 738s. So nothing crazy. Like I said, we need to see the close. We need to see, confirmation. But because we caught this move, we're only using a portion of profit. I'm not going full size crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because anything's possible. Trump could right now be like, buy my rand, it's over, and then it'd be cooked. So if that's the case, if I'm up, on the day, I don't want to just be like, all right, well, I'm up 1,000. Let me put 750 on a trade. If I'm up 1,000, I probably put 250. You know what I'm saying? Because if this goes, that can go 50%, 100%. You know what I'm saying? You just want to compound your gains. I'm not trying to hit a home run every single play. If they give it to me, right? If they give me this full leg right now, hell yeah, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Right to the 20. If they give that to us, fuck yeah, we'll take it. But we just want to see if this level clears first, right? 737. Really, yeah, really this exact zone. But our main thing we want to see if they give us the damn gap close, bro. Like, give us the damn gap. All right, it's moving already. We're up 14% on the zeros. It's moving pretty quickly. 18%. And pull my Weeble. Yeah, we gotta clear this. We gotta clear this high. 18%. Yeah, so you can really start trimming into the strength. Remember, trim into the highs. This is high of day, right? Yeah, you can start trimming into the highs. All right, what was the other one you said? Palantir. Look at that while we wait. PLTR. You said what's up, Fluky? Huh? Palantir don't look too bad. Just off GP already. Oh, ELTR. Yeah, this don't even look too bad. All right, yeah, so we're in a pretty aggressive sell-off right here so far. Ah, perfect. Lines up perfectly. So Palantir, it is pretty, it's still kind of scary. Let's see where we are as far as the SMAs. We're kind of in that same position as SPY, right? We're in between both. So it's like, okay, do we reject both, you know what I'm saying, and come down, take out this low? Or do we pop above both, hold that kind of equilibrium middle line, right? They start curling back up, right? Curling back up with the SMAs, and then you buy into the top. So yeah, this is one of those ones as well, you know. Everything for real, really every play we're in is a patience play, right? It's just it's gonna take time, you know. Um, let's zoom in though. So get a closer look at this. Mm, yeah, yeah, it's still on some. I should have did zeros instead of one. What you mean? What you mean? Like as far as what? Yeah. You mean like on the spy? Nah. Don't. Yeah, like I always say, man. Like I will, like I said, I will play zero. I have no problem playing zeros, but I feel more comfortable, you know, especially like after enough time, seeing how much more you can make and how much calmer you feel playing the ones. Of course, like I'll play zeros, but my zero size is nowhere near as big as my, you know what I'm saying, my 1DT size. Like let's say I do a $500 1DT, I'll probably like 250 in zeros, you know what I'm saying? Because the zeros, they went 80%, you know what I'm saying, quickly. So you can take that money off, you know, you trim that instantly. Now you got a cushion. You know what I'm saying? So instead of you having to be like, oh man, I need this huge move to get paid. Nah, you gotta, you know, zero DTs will give you a good enough move to where you're like, all right, cool. I got me a little cushion, you know, I got me a little, you know, a little $200, right? I got me a little $200 cushion. Now my 1DTs, I'm able to give them some wiggle room, you know? And all right. All right, yeah, I'm gonna take some of these off. These bitches are kind of pushing. Take some off. Nice. Got a little 30% baller. Bang bang. So I took some of those off. Like I said, you know, it's always better just you can leave the ones. Because if the ones go red, you know, you have more time to be like, all right, you know, game plan. Once when your zeros go red, you like, man, you know, when the zero DTs go red, you'd be terrified. Cause zeros, like, it'll be like this, right? You'll be in zeros, they'll be up 50%, and then you'll get a candle like this, and that shit'll go down like 5%. You know what I'm saying? You'd be freaking out, like, should I sell? Should I? Yeah, you know, 2%, one DTA move. Yeah, what was your entry on the zeros? Shit, bro, like I always say, I always market order, bro. I always market order everything. Yeah. Once we start to get the balance, I just market. I market order. That way, because it's like if you start worrying too much about your feel, bro, it's gonna mess you up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna because then it's like let's say like I'm telling you, all right, cool, we're gonna grab calls once we break this level. By the time you're like, oh, what's your feel? What's your feel? Like, what happens if we never go back to that same exact feel? You know, one obviously because it's a stream. You know what I'm saying? And even if I'm doing it via text or Discord, there's gonna be that delay. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the levels is the main thing you still gotta watch, right? But as long as we can hold this, then you know that's when I'll be like, all right, cool. I'll leave the ones. If we don't, we come back down. Like I said, I'll probably leave it a little more because I have some profit cushion to work with. But yeah, I ain't really tripping because like I said, we're just in this zone. So as long as we're not fully rejecting it, if we fully reject it, then it's like, all right, cool. Stop out, whatever. Wait for the next play, right? But if you're chilling, then it's kind of like, well, I ain't in no rush, right? 30 minute, ain't really shit going on. Hourly, ain't really shit going on. And even the hourly, we can afford to come down here and test this low, right? Like that's what I'm saying. You don't really need to worry too much about the percentage and the just worry about the levels because and I was talking to one of the students was it yesterday and he was saying like my problem is I always stop out too fast. And I'm like, well, that the problem is you got to look at the levels, because if you buy a contract, let's say you're just only focused on the money. You're buying the contract, you're like, all right, bro, I'm gonna get in at point 0.5 and set my stop at point 0.4. What happens if we just come down here to test this and it goes to like 0.36 and then you get a full, you know what I'm saying? Like it's more so the levels you have to worry about. So it's like for me, I'll be like, for example, the other day when we bought calls down here, the calls didn't instantly go green, right? Because we got this. I bought in on this candle, right? Or either this one of these two, right? So we had these top wicks. So most people, like if they get in late or try to fill whatever fill, what's your exact fill? You stop out because you're like, oh damn, well it's down 20%, right? It's down such and such, especially if because it was a 2 hour wait. But because we never broke this level, right? We never broke this level. We got the gap closed, right? We got the gap closed, and that was it. So it's like in my eyes, I'm like, well, shit. As long as we don't break these levels, then I'm gonna hold them. But I understand, like, if it's like, towards the end of the day or something, like if the volatility is already crazy, then yeah, I get that. I ain't going. I'm not gonna, what I'm saying. I understand. But yeah, you got to account for the delays and stuff like that too. But what was the other one somebody asked me to look at? One of them that went crazy. What was it? Snow. Snow. It was snow. Bro, snow was nice. I think it gapped over our. Oh, it did. It did. Oh shit. Oh man, yeah, that was nice. Yeah, I saw snow here. I bought down here, trimmed the first set once we cleared that Friday's high, and then once we got up here, I said, yeah, I'm out. I'm out of that shit, man. But yeah, this is crazy though. Yeah, whoever held this, good money for sure. This was definitely a good play. So shout out to y'all for introducing this. And we talked about this one on our weekend charting session, right? We went over this in the weekend charting session. We had the nice little inverse head and shoulder. Right? We had a nice inverse head and shoulder. We had a little consolidation over. We got the first pop, right? And all we said was, look, if we can clear Friday's high, then we'll get into these snows. And we did. But I already liked it because we had already started to gap up. We cleared it. Seeing that wick, we had already cleared it in pre-market. So I had already gotten the alert. So I was like, all right, we're breaking highs. So if we come down here, there should be support. I'm taking that risk, right? So I took the risk. I bought in, and then that shit just went straight up. You know me, bro. I'm not gonna sit and be like, let me just hold and swing forever. Nah, especially if it's not a play that I had a huge game plan for. It was just, the game plan was at least, to come up to the 165s and then the 170s. But yeah, once I seen this and I seen that topping candle, I said, yeah, let me go ahead and take that. Let me go ahead and take that. But low key, man, I should have held one at least. But no, it's all good. It's all good. What else? What else? What else y'all like to trade? Tesla. Tesla, the same thing. A little full blown reversal. Yeah, it's crazy too, because I'm like, we didn't have no data, like nothing really happened overnight, so I'm still confused why like everything took such a huge shit. Tesla. Damn, Tesla gave away the whole move just to fill the gap. Shit. What is Tesla? Is it 0 DTE day or 1 DTE day on Tesla? Let me see. Tesla. TSLA. I think Tesla can go to, was it 410? Is today or is 1 DTE day? If it was 0 DTE day, I'd be in them. But yeah, nah, y'all know how I feel about Tesla. I don't like it. It's looking like a spy. See anything's happening. So yeah, the ones are under, the ones are red right now. But like I said, I ain't really tripping. I won't trip for real unless, like I said, we get under here, break down, retest, and then we start to lose it. Then it's like, okay, cool, cut them, right? You might get another entry, but until that happens, I'm not really, ain't really tripping, right? Remember, you have to zoom out, right? Always got to zoom out, see where you are in regards to the higher time frames. Yeah, we ain't really, nothing's really, nothing's really happened yet. So, it's not time to freak out, right? People freak out when they look too close, right? You start looking at it like this, you start looking at this shit here. The one, you be like, oh fuck. It's over. It's over. You gotta zoom out, man. You gotta zoom out. You got time. You got space, right? As long as we can, like I said, as long as we can hold the level, right? We got 40 minutes left on this candle. So, and besides, like I said, it's just a starter. So who cares? This is another reason why you don't full size immediately, right? This is what I mean when I say starter positions. Starter positions is like I do it in sets of either twos or threes. Like I'll be like, all right, well, I'll buy if it's already broke the level, I'll be like, okay, I'll go ahead and buy half, and then I'll wait for the confirmation by the other half. If it hasn't, I'll do a third, right? Wait for the breakout retest or whatever I'm specifically looking for. We get that one more test. Like let's say we get let's say we get a bottom, right? Like we coming down, boom. First bottom, I'll probably buy a third, right? And then we go a little higher. I might add in, on the first one. But if we do come back down and test and then push, I'll add another one once we get back above. And then basically literally what happened today, right? What happened today? Down here, right? So I bought my first set, like I said, here. I bought my first set here. Didn't go nowhere, right? It didn't really do nothing. It took a good while. Added some more here on this second bounce, right? Then they came down again. But then I think I was asleep in between most of these. But then I woke up, we're already over here. I'm like, all right, fuck it, add some more, right? And then once we got back above, added zeros, smacked on the zeros, right? So I still have some of the runners for the other ones. But all right, what other gotta go step by step. Exactly. Yeah, you gotta go remember what I said. In order for us to know for a fact that hey, this level is now support, you wanna see it come down. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't say, oh, this is a breakout retest if it did this, right? That's not a retest. It never came down to retest level, right? If we have a level, we want to at least see it try a few times, right? We want to see, right? Oh, it looks a little scary, right? And then if it starts to hold, once it starts to hold, boom, we get our full size, right? We've got a confirmation. You buy time, you chill, you relax, right? But you can't freak out because how are you going to know if it level support unless it's tested? You know what I'm saying? How do you know if something works unless it's tested, right? It's like having faith. How do you know you got faith if your faith ain't never tested? How do you know you truly believe in something if you've never had to question your beliefs? You know what I'm saying? So same rules apply when it comes to these levels. Tesla, what else? What else? I seen a banger, man. I just can't think about what it was. Uh, wasn't Nvidia, wasn't Tesla, wasn't Google, was it Meta? Wasn't Meta? Damn, throw me some tickers, man. I'll see if I remember. It was something that we went over on here. Now, no, it wasn't now, but it is nice that now got a pullback. ASTS. It might have been ASTS. Was it ASTS? Oh wait, it might have been this one. Hold on. Cause I every now and then, like whenever I make my new charts every probably month. I'll restart my chart, so I accidentally deleted it. It might be this one. Yeah. Either way, getting ready for a nice little push on here. Let's go to the weekly. Make it super easier. You know, let's copy it. All right. Oh yeah, yeah. This looks decent. Yeah, this looks decent. I like this. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this one. Dang, I already missed it. Ah, yeah, it was. It was ASTS. Oh man, yeah. Because I remember before I was deleting all my charts, I seen it, but I was just, just in the moment, just typing away, deleting everything. Damn, yeah. Nice little breakout. And then we retested in pre-market. And then, yeah, damn it. All right, well, it's not too late for ASTS. So this is what I'll do. All right. I'll set an alert for what is this? Monday's high. If we can clear Monday's high, I'll get in. All right. And then I'll aim for, hold on. It's really a zone, low key. It's really a zone. I gotta respect the zone first. So yeah, we first step is getting into the zone, right? That's the first step, right? Because it looks good now, but I don't have no confirmation yet. Oh, you sold too soon. Oh, you were in it. Well, hey, you were in it, man. So that's good at least. I wasn't even in it, bro. I was just been sleeping all day, bro. You know how it be, bro. You just don't. not having a good time. You be like, bro, I'm just stay asleep, bro. Head hurts, just everything. Just like, bro, I'm just just close my eyes and go back to bed. Um, but yeah, man, dang it. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So what we'll do is ASTS. Remember, don't let me forget this. Do not let me forget this. Don't let me forget this. Tomorrow when I go live, or next time I go live and stuff, just remind me ASTS. When I drop the YouTube video today, comment ASTS, because I will forget, bro. I will forget. But yeah, so we want to see this, right? We'll probably get initial rejection first, like we just did here. So it'll probably be a small rejection, kind of like like it always does. You got to give it time, right? If you get any kind of rejection that holds over, what is this? Last Monday's high and then yesterday's high. Anything in here that holds, right? You push back above, you might be able to get in. Because the thing is, this is in a downward channel, but whenever it does pop, retest, it should continue up, right? So, yeah, I like this. ASTS, ASTS, ASTS. Let me write this down actually. See, life gets a little. It's always easier when you go pen and paper. You go pen and paper on, you can't ever forget that. Pen. Ah, there we go. So many chords and stuff over here. ASTS. ASTS. There you go. ASTS. Of course, the pen went around in ink, but I'm trying to write down a level. Sold too soon. Hey, man, it'd be like that. I sold snow too soon. I sold snow way too soon. Look at it. Look at it. That shit probably gonna fly over the next couple weeks too. Oh man. I would get in for this wick just to clear that wick, but I'm trying to just refrain from just jumping into shit. Especially when you wait all day for something and you go green, you gotta just, because anything, it could be a lower high, right? Because we tapped the level. So it could just be anything in between here and here. It could be a lower high. It could be a lower high now. It could be a lower high right here. It could be lower high. Uh-oh. Looks like SPY's not gonna play out. He's not fucking with us. Yeah, you don't want this. All right, so you got a minute. Yeah, you don't really want to see this lose this zone, right? Remember, we drew this box. The retest is fine, right? It's okay, but you don't want to see it lose this. Lose it, just cut, get back in, right? Or don't, or just don't, Take a losing trade, that's it, right? You got to treat every losing trade like it's like a new day. You wake up, new day, bro. You got to just be like, all right, cool. This one didn't work. They really gonna hold us though and not go ahead and fill that gap. That's so lame, bro. We didn't even come up to touch the level. It's probably because Nvidia earnings is coming up. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna go ahead and cut the 1DTs. Cut them while they're still only down probably like 10-15%. Remember, you gotta make sure your losses are small. Because if your losses are small, we'll catch it. Like I said, we already caught a little 80%. Like you just don't want to have an 80% win and an 80% loss. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we're gonna cut those. Don't even trip. Y'all know we're gonna catch another banger. All right, yeah, cool. And like I said, if it does rebound, get back in, right? But you don't want to risk that because what if it's all just like I said, they want to range bound in here and just want to do this again, right? We'd rather not do that. We'd rather just if cut and then if it does go back above, get back in, right? Nvidia's so news. Wait, Nvidia's news is so scary because it's after close too. Exactly, bro. And then look, the last Nvidia. Hold on. When was the last Nvidia earnings? Which one was it? Where's the earnings? Yeah, right over here. Look at this shit. We didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing, bro. We popped. I remember too, because everybody was in spy calls. We had some spy calls. Bro, spy popped, hit the level in pre-mark. I mean, in after hours. That's the part that pisses me off the most. Like, let's say today, for example, our target is 740 on spot. it'll wait till after the market closed, get some random news, hit the level, and then respond to it overnight. But that should be irking me, bro. That shit irks me. So yeah, I try to avoid, going too crazy on earnings. I'll play them, of course, but I'll never just be like, oh yeah, this earnings is gonna be like absolutely amazing. I've seen I've seen them hype the market up for years, bro. Oh, the market's everybody's waiting for Nvidia earnings, and then Nvidia earnings does nothing. It literally, bro, it just opens like right where it closes it. Like, yeah. So I don't do, yeah. I'll do lotto, yeah, for sure. Yeah, lotto is for sure. I love a good lotto. I'm with that. But yeah, no, yeah, no. So yeah, bro, like, man, that's the messed up part. Like, because Nvidia, everybody knows it holds so much weight. Like, it's it's kind of like with the levels, right? How we were talking about how we knew SPY, everybody's brain, like we were at 740 something, like everybody's brain is like 750, right? Like it's just a psychological number. Like everybody's always thinking the same thing. So same thing with Nvidia. Like everyone's always knowing that Nvidia is just this big, huge factor in everything. So most times they'll use that to cook everybody. They'll be like, "Oh, everybody was waiting for this." It's like, you ain't getting nothing. You ain't getting nothing. It's irritating, but it's all part of the game. But Nvidia's kind of the same kind of space as SPY. Like we've had this crazy pump, but we're just in this multi-day downtrend. But I mean, eventually once it breaks, if it does break, um, get back above key levels, then the expansion should be very, very nice. Right? Expansion should be very nice. Um, Remember, consolidation leads to expansion. So we're having consolidation. It's just in a down channel, right? It may not seem like we're consolidating, but we are, right? It's very controlled, right? Very step like. If it wasn't controlled, we would just flash crash, right? We would just be like off a cliff, right? But it's not. It's just normal, normal, normal. And then eventually people, and the thing is, people see this and they always forget about this part. They always forget about the huge move that bought us up. And then they freak out over this right here. Like, oh, it's over. It's going down. Like, they'll see these candles here. They'll see these candles here. Let's see this. But if you zoom out, like I said, you'll just see, oh, you should have taken profit up here anyway, right? If you went long, or you should have bought at the bottom, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta respect the channels until it breaks. So if this does break, then it'll probably bring spy with it. Nice little flag here. But yeah, man, it's be careful, be calm, be patient. What do you think of AMD? I am long and down 30%. Any suggestions? Let me see. AMD. What'd you say? Expiration Friday. What strike are you? What strike? Yeah, so expiration Friday. Yeah, see, really everything is kind of having the same move right now. Everything is in this controlled downtrend where it's kind of like it's iffy because we don't know if it's bottoming for real. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know if it's about to crash for real. And but like I said, times like this, you just gotta be more patient. Like it's the same, same rules applying as before. Just being patient. It's a higher time frame. But down 30%. Yeah, I need to know what strike you're in. Because if you're too far away, Friday's coming up. So if you're too far away, it probably won't look the best. You know what I'm saying? Probably not gonna look the best. My whole Weeble, bro. I'm getting about sick of Weeble, bro. It's always just loading, bro. Like I don't know what's wrong with this stuff. I don't know. Give me 1 second, y'all. I keep getting errors on my shit. All right, now Weeble, don't make me go back to Robinhood. Don't make me go back to Robinhood. I'll hate it, but I'll do it. Bro, yeah, this is so weird. Like it's showing me two different prices. Like it's not even on the same day. I literally refreshed it and it's showing me today. Like it's showing me yesterday, but it has a countdown timer like it's today. Bro, what? Hold on. Oh, screw that, bro. I'm gonna grab some more spy calls. Bro, I'm over here looking at this chart because I have my two different setups. I have a chart right here. bro. The whole time it's showing me that we're like, yeah, today's the 19th, bro. What the hell? It's literally showing me the 18th on the price action. We'll leave that shit on. We'll check on that shit later. Are you on the desktop or oh no, I have the app. I have the desktop app. I downloaded and everything. But yeah, what were you saying about the AMD? What's your strike? So we can give you a good, you know, some good advice on it. I mean, it don't look bad. Did it get news or something? What's up with this wick? Yeah, you got a nice little, almost a little cup and handle, and of course you got a gap fill, so you got a little gap fill reversal, which is standard, so it can come down here, but it's only Tuesday, it is only Tuesday. I thought it was Wednesday. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was Wednesday, but yeah, man, it's only Tuesday, so as long as you don't lose, like it depends. It also depends on where you buy at. Yeah, let me know the strike, and then let me know when you buy. Did you buy today? Did you buy yesterday? Like, let me know. Yeah, but I don't. Only thing I don't like is the fact that we got the FOMC minutes and then the earnings. So it's historically known to have a lot of chop leading into those days. So you just got to take specific moves, right? You got to take your profit, and then sometimes that's got to be it, right? Even like with SPY, like we got the move, got the breakout, but retest is taking. It's gonna take a while. But if it does hold, we'll play it. If not, we won't. Let's check VIX real quick. Yeah, and like I said, this is the only thing I'm scared of when it comes to VIX. We get back above that 19, that 20. That's the only thing I'm terrified of. But it's holding them SMAs though. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah. This is damn near scarier than the SPY. Oh yeah, no, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Uh-uh. Yeah, no. Ixnay on the alls K. Yeah. This has to lose the SMAs, right? We actually can set this low. This shit refuses to lose the 17, bro. We've been holding the 17 for a long ass time. So that's like I said, that's the only scary part about the whole bull rally is that the VIX is not in normal bull rally territory, right? The VIX is high as fuck right now. To be on some bull rally shit. uh, So this is another reason why we always buy time. That's why I always say, hey, even though downside is limited, still buy time, right? You want to be careful. Yeah, see, look at this. All holding the SMAs too. I'm not gonna say play some 0DT SPY puts, but if this does get a nice pop, SPY probably will pull right back down in that range. All right. It'd be a whole waste of a pump. It's probably gonna give that shit away if the VIX does start to pump here. Yeah. SPY closing re-entry. What you mean? Re-entry and some shorts? You want to get in some puts? I'm boy trying to get in them puts. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. I'm gonna just, yeah. I like I said, I'm watching this channel, right? Because remember, anything that happens is here is still controlled, right? Now, if we start to lose it and we go aggressive selling, right? Then you got to worry about it coming all the way back down, right? Wasting a whole bunch of little pump and dump, right? And if that's what they do, and they come all the way back down here, then you got to watch for the head and shoulder, and then probably more gap down tomorrow, right? Probably come finally tap the 20. It's so annoying though, because it's like earlier today, like when I was sleeping and stuff, and I woke up and it was down here. I was like, bro, they should have just went ahead and tapped the 20. Like this taking forever to touch the SMAs. Like, bro, this. But I understand it's Trump though, because every time we do get some sort of sell off, random good news happens, right? We get a sort of sell off, random good news happens. So whatever for whatever reason he holding that shit up. SPY closing entry. Nah, like what? Still got 20 minutes on this shit. Man. Close small position line open, re-entry and it settles more. Yeah, of course. That's what I was saying. Yeah, like the ones only went down like 15%. So just closed them out. Because think about it, I'd rather have a 15% loss, wait and possibly get another entry, or just don't, like I said, or just protect that capital. But yeah, if we do get another entry for sure, if we get back above what 736, 736.25. It's been the same level literally for a few weeks now. Over here, all right, 736, 736 again, 736, 736, 736. We're really just rotating around it. But I understand, like I said, we have, earnings and stuff. So they're just giving us some bullshit. Look at this. Pop, slow, pop, slow, pop, slow, pop, slow, pop. So yeah. Yeah, you'd rather just wait for a reentry if we're not gonna get the full breakout now, you might just wait. Oh Lord. And then watch, they're gonna close the 4 hour all over again. God damn, right? Hurry up. Yeah, I don't know why I thought Nvidia earnings was today. I was like, yeah, we might as well gonna get that. But yeah, you don't want to see it. Remember, you don't want to buy anything that's not holding 736, right? Anything unless it's at oversold support, right? That's why we went long. We went long oversold support, but you need this to hold, close, breakout, retest. You know the rules, right? 15 and 30. 15 just closed below, but you know, it's still you still can't say either or which side because remember what I was saying. In order for us to have proof that a level's holding, you need to see it test a few times, right? So whether it tests all day, whether it tests once, right? Whether you get an inverse head and shoulders from here, right? You still just gotta wait for it all to play out. So even though you got got a red candle underneath the level, it's not one candle. Remember, is never enough for, you know, confirmation or anything. Bro never told me he never told me his AMD strike. bro said never mind. But yeah, man, like it's hard to say personally because it's like this is how I do it, right? And obviously, like I said, not financial advice, no financial advice. Um, but if I'm already up on the day, like depending on how bad the 30% is, like if it's a full position and I'm like, all right, this is eating away at my profit, I'm probably gonna cut it personally. I'm probably gonna be like, all right, bro, I'm just gonna cut this shit. You know, just because I said, you can always get better entries, but if it's in between levels or it hasn't quite hit a level, then I'll more so sit on the sidelines because it's like, well, I can't say whether it's down because of it's just taking forever or rejected. You know what I'm saying? So like, let's say if I have a level here at 480, have a level at 460, and these are my only two levels I'm playing, and I kind of got in maybe like here, and then it's kind of like here, so I'm down 30%. I would honestly wait for it to come. I know it sounds crazy, but like I said, if I'm, it's how I personally play. But if I'm up already on the day, and it's not like detrimental to my portfolio, like yeah, I'll let it come down to level first. Then if we break it, I'll just take that. I'll take that L. You got to eat those. But you never know because sometimes, like literally, like Microsoft. Hold on, Microsoft, the original position we got in yesterday. So remember, I got into the 2D TVs first. Those went 35%, and then I rolled into the Friday strike. So because I got in a little later, the position it didn't really do shit all day yesterday, right? Like I mean, we were up a little bit, but it was red for a good majority of the early part of the day. So the original ones, cool, it's whatever. But that second set, yeah, them bitches was they weren't like crazy red, but yeah, kind of in that roughly 25-30% range, like nothing crazy. But like I said, because it was in between levels, like yes, it did look scary when it came down. But like I said, I always like to wait for levels to candles to close, and especially if it's a swing, if I have time, then always just kind of zoom out and see where you are, right? Because even now, this could just be a breakout retest to go higher. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't really call it a double top yet, you know what I'm saying? Because we haven't broken a neckline just yet. Break the neckline, retest, start to lose the low. Then you can be like, all right, cool, double top, right? But if that's not happening, I wasn't gonna just be like, oh man, we sold off. I'm gonna get up out of that trade. So, I held it, and then it paid off. Next day it was 100%, So it just depends on what strike you got, where you are as far as your levels. Like, did you buy yesterday, maybe here or something, and it's just not really moving as much? You know what I'm saying? Like it all depends. Because the implied volatility is the thing too. So sometimes that'll mess with your contract if it's not moving. Um, kind of like today, like with the spy calls. Like the spy calls I loaded into at the bottom, like, bro, it took a while for them to actually start moving. Even though I bought the first set down here, it's because we had all this bullshit price action first. So they were underwater, even though they were higher than when I bought them back over here. So yeah, it all depends on when deciding to cut or when you should I hold this, you know what I'm saying? Should I this and this? Like you still gotta kind of give it a chance, you know what I'm saying? But if you've already given a chance, yeah, it's take that L, bite that, you know. Everybody takes L's, we take L's, you know. It's part of the game. It's literally part of the game. You can't have 100% win rate. You know what I'm saying? You can 100% catch some bangers, but you can't always catch 100%. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, bro. Especially when the market is in this kind of price action. Like it's okay, right? Normal price action is not happening right now, right? Normal breakout retest, it's not happening. So we're not gonna sit here and try to force it and be like, oh man, well, it was supposed to break out retest. I mean, yeah, but one, the day's not over, so you don't know if it really is. Two, you still got time, and then three, look left, right? You see this very compressed price action, and you don't want to be the person to buy here, see that it's not breaking out, and then hold, and then it does this bullshit here, right? Then you're gonna be absolutely pissed because you're like, damn, if I had just taken that, 20-30% loss, I could have just got it all back later. So yeah, when you're seeing price action that isn't necessarily the best, you know, you got to make that decision on your own, right? It's a personal decision. I can't make it for you. I can't trade for you. I can't do that for you. But I can at least be the voice that tells you, like, hey, there's gonna be another trade, right? We're gonna get another trade. It's okay, right? Even if, like I said, it didn't work, right? Got the breakout, held, didn't hold. Cool, is what it is. Comes down, that's fine, right? If it comes all the way down here, again, that's fine. We'd rather sit cash and just let it happen, right? Or like I said, if your game plan is shorts, if your game plan was like, oh, I do want to short it right here, just know your levels, know where you should be taking profit at, wash, rinse, repeat. But yeah, it's never a big deal when you don't. It only turns into a big deal when you let a normal trade go insanely red just because you refuse to accept a loss. You know what I'm saying? It happens, right? It happens all the time. People will be up, you know what I'm saying? They'll be up crazy. And then the trade will start going against them. And they just, instead of just taking it, they'll be like, nah, but what if it does come back above? If it does, then like I said, just get back in. It is what it is. And if you're out of buying power, so be it. You just call it a game. You just be like, well, damn, you got me. You know what I'm saying? It's cool, bro. It's cool. Just remember patience. Patience is always gonna be key. Oh yeah, look, I'm glad I didn't get into that snow. Like I said, bro, anything below here could be a higher low. You don't know if it sets here. You don't know if it sets here. You just don't know. So you'd rather for it to either come all the way down, test this support here, right, where the initial breakout is, or get back above this little red candle, then hold, then you can get an entry, right? But yeah, man, I think most people's problem when it comes to trading is just they're just impatient. Like 80%. I was talking to one of my students 2 days ago. I was like, bro, and he was telling me like what his struggles were and like what he had this and this. I'm like, bro, it sounds like if you were just you work on your patience, you'd be halfway there. Like your analysis is decent. You're getting good at that. Like you're good at levels. You know what I'm saying? You don't need many. And this is why the main one we use on the YouTube one. We barely use anything on this one. Yeah, it's barely. Yeah, you don't need many. We only went out since the beginning of the month, right? Since April. So yeah, you don't need many. It's just that patience. That's the thing that if I could give that to y'all, if I could teach that to y'all, I would package it up and sell it. But I can't. It's just that's what you have to practice. You're gonna have to practice exercising patience, right? In between here and here, if they want to just chop us into Nvidia, then we'll just recognize it, right? And we'll just know, oh, okay, they're gonna chop us to Nvidia, so I'm not gonna go too crazy. I'm not gonna freak out. I'm not gonna panic. If the first two trades don't work, so be it, right? But it's cool because we already caught the move. We already caught the calls from the lower day. So you shouldn't even be rushing to take any more trades in the first place, right? Let it all play out. Well, Lil Wayne say, let it all work out. Let it all work out. That's my shit. But yeah, man, it's all part of the game. Especially once you recognize it. Like we already see it, right? We literally have the channel drawn. It's oh shit, that was a terrible drawing. Right? We already have the channel drawn. We already have it. It's already established. So, it is what it is. Bought calls. Oh shit. We bought calls off the bottom, right? We bought calls off the bottom again. Bought calls off the bottom again. You know what I'm saying? So if they want to just keep Bring it in, shit. We'll keep buying the bitches say it don't work. Or you could keep buying puts off the top, right? Swing you some put, get you some put. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can play it either way, but no matter which side you play, you're gonna have to be patient, right? You're gonna have to learn to let the move play out, right? And this is why earlier today, that's why I said I just bought them. I just was like, all right, well, I trust the plan, right? I trust my plan that we sweep this low, we get back above it, 731. I'm gonna buy calls and hold them, right? And that's just what I did. I bought them, held them. I woke up, nice little bag. They was green 25%. I'm like, all right, shit, perfect. Let it play out, right? And then we just watched them pump, watched them pump. So, yeah, you can't be too mad at it. And then, like I said, we already established this is a sideways range, right? Let's move this to the back, right? This white box is a sideways range. So it's going to act as support or resistance. In between, leave it alone, right? Leave it alone. Don't diddle in the middle, remember, because you can get stuck trying to force a trade in here, right? Like, yeah, you might be able to get a nice push down, but what happens if you know what I'm saying? Like, you just never know. Because also, you don't know if this box is just being tested, right? You don't know if this zone is just being tested. You don't know if this is um, a inverse head and shoulder. This is the right shoulder. You know what I'm saying? You never know what's playing out before it happens. And that's not our job to predict. We're just here to react to the levels, right? So our initial reaction, got one bounce, didn't work, closed below, got out, right? That's it, hands off. So what do we watch for? All we got to watch for now is just this whole area. If we slice back through and become rejection, we're probably gonna come back down, right? We probably might even gap down tomorrow if we cannot get back above. Remember, 738 is our main level. We didn't even get the gap close, right? We don't even have enough power for that. So if it's showing us, hey, we just made another soft lower high, right? Soft lower high, soft lower high, soft lower high. So in that case, it is what it is, right? You can play the downside, or you can just be patient, right? I haven't really. I played puts yesterday one time for this candle, but that was a quick little, nice little bag. But I just, I don't want to play puts, right? That's my game plan. I don't want to play them. I don't want to play them. If I don't want to play them, I don't want to play them, right? You can do them if you want to play them. If you, like I said, you want to target this low real quick. You want to target this right here, the breakout retest zone, right? Is the breakout retest zone right here. So we consolidate it, break out. And if you want to aim for that, right, then you can. It's up to you. But you just like gotta remember I said everything is, look, zoom out, right? We're in this controlled selling. So play according to plan. Let's see. What other tickers we got? Tesla, Nvidia, uh, what else? We already went over Google. Yeah. See, everything's kind of turning over. VIX probably getting that pop. Oh, yep. See. Yeah, man, I'm not fucking with that. I need VIX to get back under the 17, bro. VIX is pissing me off. Cause and this is another reason why I was like, bro, it's been so scary playing this specific bull trend because VIX is still high up. So, even though we've been calling fucking 1,000% bangers and stuff like that, it's still scary because it's like, bro, VIX is elevated and SPY is just non-stop pushing. So now that we finally have a pullback, I'm like, all right, it's still scary because you want to know, like, all right, it's gonna be a true pullback, or are they really gonna try to psych everybody out, right? Yeah, see, look, didn't do shit. Now we're right back flat on the day again. This is what, the third day in a row. Yeah, look, you recognize this, you just leave it alone, right? It's cool, it's fine. You didn't pull a gap, it's cool. We came up, we're literally flat again. Wicks on both sides, wicks on both sides, wicks on both sides. It is what it is, bro. Zoom out, all right? See where we are as far as levels. Decent little pullback. But what they need to do is just hurry up and dump that shit so we can come down to the 726, bro. That shit's irritating. Oh, they dumping that bitch now. Oh, that was quick. Yeah, see? Come right back down to that breakout reset zone. That's quick as hell. You want to see last thing is, let's see if Vix get back over. Oh, yeah, there it is. Vix about to come back to that. What else? What else? What other charts you want me to look at? Yeah, everything's kind of in this same range, right? Everything's kind of in this just really, um, really tight downtrend. Mhm. And look, right back to the bottom of the range again. They need to just hurry up and yeah, pick a side, bro. Do something. Cause this is not fun for my runners, bro. I need my runners to catch a bag too. The hell? Stop me out my runners, man. Fuck wrong with them. See, how much time? What time is it? 2. Okay, so it's almost power hour, so that is good. Now it's SPX time. They fuck around, take the SPX low a day or some shit. Where's the? Hold on, let's see where our 5 is. Yeah, see, we couldn't even get to the 5. Just smack in the middle, diddling in the middle, and this, this. Oh, this is the gap. Yeah, we got that gap too. Look, this daily gap. But it sucks though, because it's like we're not getting any full body candles. Each candle has wicks on both sides. Yeah, it'll probably come back and target. If it's gonna dump more, it'll come down here, right? 733, and then it'll come down to 731 again. But if it comes down to 731 again, I'm not buying it, right? I'll buy the first test. Remember, the first test is the best test. The first test gave us 80%. Not doing that again if it comes back down. If it comes back down to 730 again, I will be looking for it to actually come down, right? Because at that point we'll finally have the completed. Well, this shit, I don't know. This right shoulder is weird as fuck. It's like what kind of shoulder is this? But yeah, if it comes down here again, like I said, I won't blindly buy it this time. We'll really have to wait till we get back above to buy it this time. But first test is always the best test, you know. So it was easy to buy it the first time. But yeah, we come all the way back down that motherfucker again. Because then at that point we probably will come down here and fill that gap, right? How long we got? We got a minute left in this. Did a whole bunch of nothing. Yeah, literally just a whole bunch of nothing. Just flat on the day. Hey, look, can't complain though. Can't complain, bro. At least they giving us moves. Like we could have the days where we're going sideways like this. You know what I'm saying? The days where we're doing like this. Those are the worst days where you really gotta be like on your sniper shit. Today, like I said, today wasn't that bad because you did have a opening dump and then you consolidated and then you had a nice, huge, beautiful rally. This was actually gorgeous. I didn't even realize that we didn't have any red candles until after I zoomed in. Yeah, and if this, like I said, this full retrace, it's gonna slice through bad. If you wanted to play the downside, you could, but you would have to buy time, right? I wouldn't do zeros. Wouldn't do zeros. Like I said, we're still above these levels, right? Nothing has changed. We're still above the levels. So I wouldn't do zeros shorting into this, kind of like yesterday, right? Wouldn't do zero shorting into it because look, you get a little candle and then you get that bullshit, right? Or even here, you get this candle, you try to short this here, and then you get this here. So it's like, you know, you really need to see them break these levels before I start playing zeros. Now we get back up below this, like let's say tomorrow we gap down or tomorrow we open up below this, we get a rejection. I'm playing zeros for sure, 100%. Because like I said, there's nothing left holding us up. We can get back below this. But shorting into zones that we have bounced from, I'm not a fan of it. And like I said, you can play however you want. You're grown, it's your money. But, risk reward playing into this box is like, each time we caught over 1,000% the first time, right? This one we swung this over the weekend. I mean, over Thursday. It was like a Friday. This was a beautiful little bear trap. We swung these, went to all time high, right? Second time, waited, bought calls, gapped up, went up for 3 whole days, right? And then we came down, tested it now, and we barely got here. So clearly the level is getting weaker, but it's not it's not completely demolished yet, right? Because we're still getting bounces from it. We still got let's see how big this bounce was. We still got a $6 bounce. You know what I'm saying? So I just can't I can't go short into these levels, right? We gotta get underneath. and we got to get underneath with a higher time frame, and we got to start trying to get back above. We don't do that, we clear, yes, then we can finally get some 0 DT moves to the downside, right? We can actually watch the head and shoulders play out. But if it just doesn't want to break, you can't force that shit, man. You gotta just let that shit play out. And this is around the time where I usually be hooping, but it's raining today, so I can't hoop. Uh, but yeah, you gotta find you something to do, find you something to, because the more you look at the charts, the more you're gonna try to force a trade, right? You're gonna be like, all right, well, wait, it's back in the zone. Like I could, and it could work out. Yeah, the trade could work out, but you just don't want to get in the habit of forcing trades, right? You rather just wait. Like I said, yeah, sure, you might be able to short it from here to here, right? You might, but what happens if it starts to go a little bit and and then you get a green, you know what I'm saying? Like it's too much risk shorting in the green box. And if you did, you would just buy time, buy like one, maybe 2 days out, where is that? The 20 days at 726, maybe, yeah, maybe like 2 days out, 726 or something, right? Because then if you do kind of get, a little cooked a little bit, or it does come back up here, as long as it doesn't get back above here, you have 2 days for it to either gap down, either Nvidia news to sell it off. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to go short, buy time, buy like 2 DTEs or something like that. Let me see how much they are. They shouldn't even be that much, honestly. Let me see. Let me see. Spy. What's that? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, the 728s, they're 175, right? And so it's like I said, it's a decent risk reward, right? Because if it's like, okay, cool, if you're looking for the bear move, or if you truly believe like, oh, Nvidia is gonna set, if that's your plan, you can still play it, but you just want to play it in the safest way. You know what I'm saying? Because if, let's say, you try to go zeros and it doesn't go today, if it goes today, cool, you're paid. You know what I'm saying? Everything's green, everything's good and fine and dandy. But like I said, what happens if it doesn't? Right? It's done this for multiple days in a row. You get a little candle, people try to short in here, they smack them. Try to short in here, they smack them. Try to short in here again, smack them. Try to short in here again, smack them. So yes, obviously, yes, this can be the one time, right, that it goes and does it. But out of one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 times, out of 7 bounces, you want to be the person to take, you know what I'm saying? You want to be the person to take that chance. Like, oh, I know it bounced 7 times, but not this one for real is gonna dump. It might, yeah, we don't know. None of us know. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. So the best thing to do is, if that's your plan, if you're like, yeah, we got the shoulder, we got the head, I want to play this, just buy time, or even better, just buy 1 DTs. Buy 1 DTs, even cheaper. Yeah. So I mean, you can short it, but you remember, you gotta trading is about finding the best risk to reward at the best levels, right? And being patient for it and watching it play out. So would I? No, but I'm not you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not you. I don't have your game plan. You know, you do you. You got 50 minutes left in the day. Yes, the 50 minutes we could smack all the way down and close under here for the last 50 minutes of the day. We could. And if we do, I'll be sitting cash. I'll be sitting cash watching it happen, right? Because like I said, I'm already green on the day. I don't need to force this, right? The markets have already given us this beautiful ass trade, right? This beautiful ass pump. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, market, please give me one more. Nah, hell no. If the market does, I'll be like, hey, thank you, I appreciate it. But I'm not gonna be like, yeah, bro, I gotta force this. Puts. And the fucked up part, if it does dump, then puts will do hundreds of percent, right? But I mean, I've been trading long enough, bro. I've caught so many hundreds percent, 1,000%, five. I've caught so many trades that the numbers don't even really matter no more, man. You just want to make sure that you're safe. You want to make sure that your mindset is good, right? You want to make sure that you're able to fucking sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have those days, and we've all had them. We've all had days where we've been up, and then greed got in our head, and we're like, bro, I just want one more. And then you one more trade, and now you ready for the day, right? You be up $460. You like, bro, I need $40 more to get 500. You take one more trade, the market's like, psych, give me that. You know what I'm saying? So those are the worst days ever, right? And they will mess your head up. The more risk you take and the more like stupid plays you take, and if they don't go your way, you're gonna get in this cycle of revenge trading. Then you're gonna try to make it all back here. Then you're gonna, then your account's blown and you're down $50,000 all time. You know what I'm saying? So, take my word on this, man. I've lived it. I've lived it. I didn't have any mentors. I didn't have any teachers. I didn't watch nobody on YouTube trade live. I just trial and error, man. So old me would 100% zero DT puts right now, you know. But new me, if I wanted to short it, I would just go 1 days out, 2 days out, right? And then I would just be like, cool. If we get back above here, then that means it's donezo, right? But as long as you can stay below, that's a nice little risk reward, right? To the downside. But just in these conditions, I don't want to take it personally. You know, maybe look. So this is what I'll do. If we get down to two, like after 2:30, because 2:30 is when they cut off Robinhood. Once the Robinhood users are out, then I'll be like, all right, we're definitely gonna be down to take a little SPX Lotto for sure. Because they're, like I said, they're dirt cheap. And then if they go, you're expecting hundreds of percent payout, right? But yeah, yeah. Other than that, like, yeah. Y'all need to go, watch a movie, go touch some grass, go enjoy your day. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna sit and watch this shit. But I will be back. I will be back before the close. So I will come back probably in, what time is it? 2:07. I'll come back at 2:30-ish, right? 2:30. So be back here at 2:30. We'll do some power hour trades, right? And remember, like I said, if you want to short this, just buy time, man. Buy time, please, please. Like, just please buy time. Or if, like I said, if you're grown, it's your money, do what you want to do. But just buy time, man. Be patient. Patience will always give you the answers, right? Remember we talked about yesterday. Like, imagine you're playing Wheel of Fortune, right? You're not gonna guess the word with no letters up there. You're gonna let them. Okay, we got an S, you got an A. You know what I'm saying? We got all these letters. Then you can be like, all right, I'll guess the word, right? Same thing with this. You don't want to be like, well, look at the red. It's got to go down. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you gotta respect the time and levels first, right? Nothing ever happens instantly. So if it does want to go, it'll go. And if you buy time, you'll still get paid crazy, right? It's a good $3 drop. You'll still get paid, right? So, just protect your capital so that way you can trade tomorrow, right? Let's say you take this 0 DT, you're like, nah, fuck that, I'm gonna take zeros. And then that shit goes straight up. And you blow your account. You're out of money. You don't have no more, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like you're gonna regret it all. So to avoid regret, you gotta think, what they say? Uh you gotta do things so future you will be proud, right? You gotta make sure that future you is gonna be like, damn, bro, I'm so glad I didn't 0 DT those puts. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like yesterday. Yesterday. When the 0 DT calls were coming in over here, right? We still had to wait for it, right? We got a better entry down at our 733, the level we were looking for all day. So even though, yeah, cool, it might, look like this, we said, all right, to prevent future us from being mad as fuck, because you think about it, when the market's closed, it's just you, right? It's just you and your charts. You sitting there like, fuck, I'm an idiot. Like, I'm dumb as hell. Why did I take that trade? But you can't get that money back. Ain't no sense of crying about that shit. You're done. You're cooked, buddy. That money is gone. Give it to the market. So to avoid having those terrible, and trust me, bro, I've had so many. I've had so many, man. When I first started trading, like, I call myself trying to make a little extra money for Christmas, bro. I had just started dating. Like, I was just trying to, just doing shit, man. Just trying to have a good Christmas. So I'm like, all right, let me put like 4 bands into this Tesla. Bro, I lost it all 3 days before Christmas, bro. And I didn't have like as just hella cash back then. I didn't have like all that money and stuff. So it's kind of like, it hurt. It hurt a lot. And I had to kind of explain it. And then I felt like a dumbass, like, hey, yeah, well, I know I said we do this, but I just blew 5 grand, like, so, bro, yeah, you want to make sure you just tomorrow you wake up like, all right, cool, I still got buying power, right? Because even if you take a loss today, right, there's always tomorrow, there's always the next day, right? And even if we get stuck in this bullshit for the next couple days, right? You know for a fact consolidation leads to expansion, whether we expand to the upside or the downside. But you don't want to be caught in that consolidation mode if it's not truly going to break out. Like here, right? We tried to play it. It cut, broke down, retest. What did I say? If it breaks down, retest, we'll just be out. Cool, we're out. Now, if it comes back in, we can play that shit again. And we didn't have to waste buying power either holding and hoping or, you know what I'm saying, trying to play zero puts here because if you try to play the puts here, look, you're already fucked. I'm sorry, my language. I'd be forgetting I can't cuss on here like that. But you're already screwed. You know what I'm saying? So this is literally, we're seeing it in real time. This is a perfect example of calming down, breathing, zooming out. You know what I'm saying? Having that mindset to be like, all right, I know everything in me wants to just take that short. Don't do that shit, right? Don't listen to yourself for real. Don't listen to yourself. Yourself is not your best friend. So literally, all we do is set an alert where right back at our same level that we need to reclaim, right? Right here, reject it, reject it, reject it, reject it, right? Reject it here. We start rejecting in here. So all we do is set an alert. If nothing happens in between here, no trade, nothing happens. If we do get the trigger, beep, trading view beep, we get the push, we already know what to look for, right? We got a nice little inverse head and shoulder to look for. All we got to do is wait for that retest, and then we'll catch those longs, buy some time, and maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe not, right? But we don't know for sure. It's not for us to stress. We just got to make sure whatever game plan we take, there's multiple reasons why we took it. And I hope nobody took these puts, right? I hope y'all didn't try to chase that. And like I said, it can still go, right? It can come up here and fail and roll, right? But either way it goes, you protected yourself, right? By not taking those right there. Because you'd already be 40-50% on the water. With that green candle, yeah, you'd probably be cooked already. So yeah, man, I'll be right back. Yeah, I'll be back in about 15-30 minutes. I gotta walk around, man. I'm feeling all tight and I gotta get some more, make my tea and just, breathe for a second. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave this up. I'm just gonna I'm gonna turn the camera off and I'm gonna mute. So I'm gonna leave the charts up. Charts, y'all can leave it up. And then just whenever y'all hear me talking again, I'll be right back. But yeah. So I'm just gonna move this. Bang. Leave that there. Turn my microphone down. And I will see you guys in about, yeah, like 15 minutes. So yeah, watch this level. Remember, I'll go ahead and draw it out for you. If this, you go along here with time, aim for the gap close, right? And then of course you can leave runners for, I mean, we might run out of time. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. But that's the only game plan I will go long on, right? I'm not saying this is what's gonna happen. I'm just saying this is the only game plan that I will play long. If this does not happen, I will not take that swing, right? But anything can still happen under here. Like I said, you can still watch for lower high under here, roll back under. It's a lot of bullshit that can happen. So just be patient with it, watch it, and I'll be back in about 20 minutes. See you. Alrighty. Ooh. There we go. All right, we back. About to do this last 30 minutes of the day, man. Let's see what we rocking with. All right, let's see. It's SPX time. But she gonna get that video. I want to try the let me see. Let me check the chain. Let's go straight SPX. Y'all know the vibes. What is that? 73.48. Ooh, hold on. Let me see. 73. Okay, we gotta see. We gotta see. The only fucked up part is whenever we have the choppy days, like SPX, like he's gonna give us a nice move, like I did over here. Oh, what day was it? Was that end of day? Which one was it? Was end of day? And we finally got that dump. It wasn't yesterday, was it? Was it last week? I can't remember. But yeah, so if we break this low, yeah, we break this, we should come down. So I'll wait for this real quick. It's the only time I ever really zoom in on the 1 and the 5 because it's end of day. All right, yeah, we'll see, we'll see. So the 73.45s, I think they're like $60 or $50. Those would be a quick low because if it dumps real quick, that's an easy 100%, easy. And they're only like $50, so you can grab a couple, you can grab a bunch. Because I'd rather grab the cheaper contracts and sell a few into the strength than to grab like, you know, a 73.60 right at the money. Because what happens if, okay, say I buy, let's say I spend $50 right on these contracts right here. I grab like 4 or 5. If we come like right here, they'll probably already be 100%. I could sell them all, hold one, and if we hit it, we hit it. We don't. But if we don't hit it at all, like I said, they're only $50, so I'm only spending $50. But if I go like at the money, if we don't actually go far enough in the money, you're gonna end up losing all that money. So it's a strategy to play SPX, right? You got to go far out the money for the cheapest ones at the end of the day. Because if you go too close, man, you go too close, that shit might be like yeet, and then you just spent $500 for no reason. So yeah, if we break that, I'll fuck with those. If not, low key, man, I might just not do anything. Cause I don't like playing in between the ranges. Y'all know the vibes. I don't like playing in between the ranges. Yeah, see, like we're literally right below it. It's either gonna flush or it's gonna get back in, stay in this range, probably close it down some bullshit. But they need to give us something, bro. I'm tired of these moves. This shit getting boring. I'm low key still tired. Like I haven't been asleep all day. Is this the open of the day? It's today? Yeah, Tuesday. Damn, bro, we've really been inside the range all day. That is absolutely garbage. Look, we've been we've been inside this range, well, rotating around this range all day. See spy. Spy come down. Yeah, spy can't. Oh look, see, spy came right down to where we said it would. Yeah, but the fucked up part is if they don't want to dump it now, they'll probably dump that shit as soon as the market closes. Everybody be like, "What the hell? You get a fat ass move right down there." Like, what the fuck? But yeah, we're still in the range, so nothing's changed. Well, showing me the first watching. It's been Come on, see if we get it. We might even go closer in the money or closer to the cons if they're. So the 73 to 45s are only $80 right now. Yeah, see, it's just it's teetering, bro. We got 20 minutes, so the longer it takes, the less I'm less likely I am to actually take the trade. But the longer it takes, I'm not. We need to see some momentum. See, look, every other time we dump came right down here. Probably where it'll come. It'll probably come right in here. All right. Come on, let me see it push through so I can grab this contract. They're only $75 right now. They're $75. Come on. Yep, see. Fucking around. Bro, it'd be so much easier if they just take it right back here, bro. Just took it right where y'all popped it from. Just bring it real quick. I need me a little SPX. Ooh, it's kind of scary though. A little falling wedge. That shit might come right here and then just might be able to catch it on either side. See. Look, like the downside, bro. Like if they could just do that shit in one solid candle, this shit really can flush quickly. Like this is one of them setups that shit, especially if this is just liquidity right here too. What? But they can't do no bouncing shit though. It can't be like a bounce because then it's like there's no point in taking the SPX. You only want to take that shit if that shit flush through, because then it'll probably just flush through liquidity, and then probably end up down here. We got like what time is it? We got 15 minutes. Not doing nothing. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for anything. No calls, no puts. Come on, man. Give us something. We want to at least catch one little SPX. Yeah, see, it's like teetering. That shit is teetering. Ugh. That shit is teetering. Come on, bro. Give us something. Just gonna wait till right after to just do absolutely the biggest move ever. Ugh. Ugh. Watch, I'm gonna be like, nah, never mind on the puts, and then watch as soon as I don't get them, it's gonna be like the biggest move ever. See, it's starting to go, but it's not doing nothing yet. Spy is like, man, because if they want to just take it, bro, they could just bring it to the bottom of the range real quick. 15 minutes, that's plenty of time, bro. They did over here, shit. Flushed all the way down. But just go ahead, just flush it to the lows. They said, nah, we're not finna get that to y'all. These be the easy ones, but they're like, look. But then somehow, as soon as the market closed, an hour later, we'll be down here. Lame as fuck, bro. I hate that shit. Still nothing. Do anything else? Let me check VIX real quick. VIX. Still sitting in that same spot, bro. If Vix can get a pop, it'll actually get a little move, bro. Damn. Vix don't want to do nothing. See? Same old shit. Yeah, we might not do anything. We might just have to sit on hands. We might just call it. We only got 15 minutes left. Wait for that 250 candle to come in. Watch the 250 candle be some bullshit. 250 candle either gonna get a spike like this or I should go spike like this. Love this shit, man. Look at this shit, bro. So all these is normal 1 minute candles. Look, as soon as the end of the day happens, you start getting these little bitty ass candles, bro. They trying to rinse motherfuckers, bro. They ain't gonna get us. They finna rinse us. Look, little falling wedge. They at least they did come down to the zone. I said right here. Uh, yeah, time's a ticking. Tick tick tick. That boy is. Yeah, just pullbacks. Mind you, we did all this in 3 days straight. It's been like 7 days. Like, bro, come on, bro. Just figure this shit out. But hey, it makes us practice patience, though, you know. So it makes us sit and wait because we can only catch, one move at a time. So uh, what are you trying to get? I think 73. Yeah, I was watching them, but we're just not going nowhere. So I mean, it's no real point to get anything. We're not doing anything. But yeah, if they would have flushed it, we would have got in. We would have got in. They got the retest. We would have been, down here by now. But no, because when you're trading, you have to recognize when it's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You got to recognize when it's like, oh, okay, it's just chop. Literally what I was saying earlier. Like how you recognize. You zoom out and be like, oh, okay, we're just in this profit taking slow kind of like. So look, remember when everybody was like, oh, it's over, it's over, it's over. And we were doing this shit right here. We were doing this right here, but just on a smaller time frame, right? Yeah, look, see, we were just up, down every other day, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? And we got one last sell, and then we finally flip from there. So, once you recognize this, then it's like, all right, cool. You either can play, like I said, you can either play the rejections, you can play the bounces. To me, it's always easier to just play the bounces. I just like playing the calls. Puts are fun, obviously, when we have a trend day, but major put calls, I'll be able to hold these a little longer, hold them a little longer. Um, yeah, and then obviously that's a lot easier. So yeah, once you recognize that we're just in like a slowly coming down. You know what I'm saying? We're not just crashing, right? We had this, didn't really still. We barely closed below the first candle. 4 hour, you still inside this candle. This one, you got a lower weight. You know what I'm saying? So we're not actually going nowhere just yet. So they're gonna pop it eventually. Trust me, we're gonna get a pop eventually, whether it be tomorrow, next day, whether they wait till the video. You know what I'm saying? We never know what it's gonna be, but they'll pop it eventually. Especially when you see these slow, like same thing. Remember, step, 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 step. Low key, depending on how we close this shit, like a little inverse head and shoulder. If we close back green, like if something happens in the next 20 minutes, we flip back or 10 minutes, we flip back green, it might be a little head and shoulders. But yeah, if they want to keep it going, it'll just be like, normal, and then we'll probably go. Because remember, you gotta remember what the 20 is. 20's right here. So if they want to just slow, let us 20's gonna probably catch up tomorrow or probably 2 days, and then we'll probably wick off of it and finally get a nice move. Not to say it's gonna be some crazy like 1 day bounce, but it'll be pretty enough to where we're like, okay, I can catch this. All right, let's see. Yeah, I still don't like them though, man. Like it looks like it's about to dump, but I just don't. Yeah, see, it just I don't like this. So yeah, you gotta recognize when it's not getting no movement. Yeah, see, look and look where it bounced at. Right where I said it's crazy, man. Yeah, man. We'll leave that shit alone. So no fun 300 percenters for us yet. We got 10 minutes, so it ain't over. It ain't over to the bell ring. But let's see. Let's check the call side. All right, here we go. We got 9 minutes. I'm looking at the contracts and they're still not even moving. Like unless, like I said, you got at the money. But this is another reason why I said I won't do at the money, because look, let's say you bought right here, right when it cleared this level, you bought the 70 whatever these were, bro. You're praying that you get a flush, because if not, you're still losing premium as this dumb goes, because it's just doing this, right? You're not gonna get paid on puts if it's just doing this. You're not just not gonna work. You guys gotta be a flush. It has to be a flush. Yep, I'm watching the contracts, still not doing shit. It don't stop. Yeah, I gotta keep it going, keep it going. Yeah, I'm watching each candle, and each candle literally is like this: red, and then a green, and then it's red, and then it's green. Yeah, nah. Yeah, we would have had to get like at the monies up here or some shit. Because even the far outs, I'm looking at the options chain right now, but they're not moving at all. And because we only got 8 minutes left, like yeah, if it doesn't, yeah, see if it just you keep doing this, then there's no point playing them. Yeah, see that alone, contracts are going from like $3 to 8 cent, 5 pennies, $2. You know what I'm saying? It's just wicked. Damn, yeah. Coming into our last 5 minute candle, we got 3 minutes left before the end. But I will see how much the if look. So if we can't get back above here, I will see how much the 74.35s are, because that'll be like a little one candle in the day type motherfucker thing. But look, we had the bounce here, bounce here, so it should get a bounce. If I was a market maker, I'd cook both sides. I wouldn't let the puts make no money. I'm gonna let the calls make no money either. I thought y'all was gonna get another 1,000%, especially because they just gave us, that easy ass dump the other day. Where is it at? Was it here? End of day. What day was that? I don't even remember what day it was, bro. But whatever day that was, where we caught that, when I was trying to get in them puts and they wouldn't let me, but we still got the 230%. They're like, "Look, bro, we already gave it to you." I know these people ain't getting it. Yeah, see, it did all of that. You got the dump, the bounce, the wick, and then it's barely going down. So unless you, but like I said, if you bought time, like you possibly could be up a little bit. You know, they didn't bring that shit right down here, bro. Just go ahead and dump it. They playing around. All right, bro. Yeah, I'm looking at these contracts, but they're still not moving. Look at this. These things are not moving at all. Even with the wick, this shit not moving. What the hell? All right, now it's moving. That bitch gonna go low a day. Ooh wee. Okay. A little 60, nothing crazy. All right, sold. See, little 2 minute play, nothing crazy, but damn, them bitches barely moved though. That's fucked up. They did all that just to do nothing. They might as well fuck it. Say go Lord A. Shit. You got 5 minutes left. Come on, go ahead and take that wick out. Y'all know y'all want to. No, and when they see me, understand, yo. I just give them as I can. You funny. Damn, them contracts went from $15 to 230. Good God. Yeah, yeah, them bitches went from they just went crazy. I caught a little measly 60% on that one candle. Damn, we should have just bought like 100 of them. I mean, hey, 60% is 60%. 60% in a minute at that. So we gotta be grateful. Gotta be grateful. But yeah, I'll leave this last one running. They were only like a couple bucks. Yeah, it did all that shit for that measly ass little shit. They need to just go lower day, bro. That would just be ideal. Just fuck it. Say, you know what? We're gonna close this candle at low day. Fuck the wick. Yeah, I did get a VIX alert though. Oh, we just broke 18. Okay, nothing crazy. Let me see if the chat caught any. That's probably it. Look, this is where the breakout retest was. Right there. Yeah, that's probably it. I mean, if you have a runner, SPX runner, bitch was cheap. Let that shit run towards the end of the day, but that's probably it. 3 minutes. Yeah, that's it. That's about it. That was a good strike though. That was a good strike. Because if we had went too far out, we'd be cooked. If we had went too far out, we should be cooked. Let me tell chat. We have any earnings today? We got any major earnings today? Nothing crazy going on? No earnings. Yeah, see, look, they refuse to take that bitch to lower day, bro. But watch, as soon as the market closes, it's gonna be like flush. Like, what the hell, bro? Yeah, see, look at the daily. I still think it's just a waste, right? We still would rather just buy calls going to this end of the day. Um, I'm sorry, not my fault, not end of the day, but towards the end of the week, if we keep on this level, I'm gonna load up on calls so crazy. I might actually swing some calls. I know it sounds crazy, but yeah, man. Yeah, I might have to. So I'll wait to that first close. And then let me see. Fucking answer. What this fucking anthem? I'll let you like it's amber. Distress to my dance. Yeah, I know earnings isn't like in 2 days, but I still might want to take some calls. See, look, perfect bounce level. Damn, should have bought the fucking call. We waited for that bullshit 60%. We could have just got a little call action. What? What is it? Over a $10 move, bro. It took us 6 candles to go from here to here. That shit said, yeah, yeah, man. So I might take some Friday calls because like I said, man, I just don't. We can fall off a cliff, of course, but look at this, bro. Look, we have support right here, right? Next major support right here. So if we do go lower, I know, you can just add into the at 728. But If we roll, like I said, we roll. Oh look, wow, of course. What I say, as soon as market close, they want to just go ahead and send it down. But yeah, man, I don't know. I might take those, especially if I buy time too. If I buy time, then I mean, I'm only risking what 728. What is that right here? Yeah, like risking this to make. Where's that gap at? Right here. All right. And plus, it's like we don't know what Trump's gonna say overnight. You know what I'm saying? So I like this risk. This risk with all this reward. So actually, I'm gonna actually, yeah. Let me see how much they cost and see what strikes. Mm, It's real quiet. Oh, hold on. Can you hear me? My fault. I think when I had muted, it had turned everything all the way down. But yeah. I mean, hey, no 500% today. We did catch a little 60% on what SPX put. But no, what I was saying was I actually was thinking about swinging some calls for either Friday or next week. Um, yeah. The only thing is, like I said, it's just iffy because I thought Nvidia earnings was today, so I guess I'll probably have to wait one more day. But I'm gonna be mad as fuck if I don't swing them today and then tomorrow we fucking gap up crazy. But yeah, man, it's just the only reason why I'm just a little hesitant still is because, like I said, we still can't get with the 36, and we still not below the 31. So we just been in this range for days. Eventually, like I said, it's gonna break. Um, you just don't want to get caught slipping. And let's say they do gap us up here and then we overnight, you know what I'm saying, pre-market. So I don't know, maybe not. But eventually, I mean, we got to come back and test this shit eventually, right? This whole zone, this support, right? It's support until it turns resistance. So it's like we're at this lower level, right? We've bounced every time we've tapped it, right? And then we have this 4-hour candle. Man, what? Yeah, I might have to do that. Hold on, I gotta use my other phone though. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's just the Wi-Fi. I don't know what's wrong with this one, but this shit is not. It's not treating me the way I want to be treated. Let's see. Yeah, even the desktop site. Somebody asked me, like, "Are you on the desktop or the?" Bro, yeah, I'm on the desktop site, and that shit still has. But yeah, it looks good. But yeah, the only thing is, I only have 12 more minutes to figure out if I'm gonna take the trade. But it's like, which one would you rather do? Would you rather take it and regret taking it, or would you just rather not take it and regret you didn't take it? Two senses of regret, but you'd rather regret not being extremely green than to wake up extremely red. So probably won't take it, just because, like I said, until we break this range, this can really see how it's just see that. And you see it when you zoom out, right? All you see is just controlled selling. It's the 4-hour chart, right? Look at this. Controlled selling. Controlled buying. Controlled selling. Controlled buying. Controlled selling. So once we break, yeah, we'll probably just save our buying power for that. Because like I said, we still need to test this fucking 20. They're taking forever, bro. Like, come on. Just tomorrow, gap us down fucking 10 bucks. Whatever you gotta do, bro. Just get us down here. And this will probably move up to the bottom of the range tomorrow. So tomorrow, if we finally can get a pullback below the 731, then we'll finally come back to the 728. Right. But the fucked up part is that because it's such an easy play, um, even like right now, right? Even how we were like, oh, they'll probably wait till the market closes to dump it. Literally, you see. So because it's such an easy play, it's like, do you want to take the shorts? Because what if you get it overnight? And then Trump says, I mean, it's all good. And then by the time pre-market opens, right, 7 a.m., we're already over here. So it's just, yeah, it's risky shorting into these SMAs because you don't know if we could get it instantly overnight, right? And we open up down here, or what happens if we get it overnight, but then Trump says something, or the market just loves it and then it just goes. So with that being said, yeah, we're not gonna swing it, especially because we have Nvidia earnings in not today, but tomorrow. If it was today, I would have swung them bitches. But yeah, no, we'll wait for tomorrow. And besides, like I said, we save our buying power, right? We'll save our money, save your money, because at the end of the day, think about it. Let me try to get it down real quick. When we do have that move, right? Whatever that move is, I'm talking about when it's clear as fucking day, right? When we finally break the range, finally get a little breakout retail, when we finally get the, back above the five, when we do get those moves, you want to have a lot of money, or vice versa. When we get the breakdown retail and it's just a clear target for the gap fill, like you want to have a lot of buying power. So that way you're not like, oh damn, I blew my buying power trying to trade this chop, and now the real moves here, I don't have no more money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we'll save it. We'll save it. Gotta practice what I preach, So yeah, we'll save that. And yeah, if we do that down, about time. But we really need to test that 20. And off that 20, yes, wherever we find that 30-minute support at, hopefully it's right around the same level. That'll be ideal. Excuse me. That'll be very ideal if we just came down right in between here. Between 725 and 728. If we can get below there, that'll be the best place to buy it at. But in between here, bro, all this little choppy shit, like each day we're barely going lower than the day before, right? We're barely going lower. Pre-market low, we barely cleared that. Didn't low day, didn't clear that. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll figure it out eventually. But as of now, this is what happens in bull markets. Markets, like I told you at the beginning of the week and last week, when we do get a pullback, or we do start having those ranges. I forget exactly which day I said it, but I'll you can go back and watch, all my YouTube videos. But in the YouTube video, I said, hey, you got to be careful because of course, we get so used to these moves, right? These are easy moves where you just buy and hold 3 days straight. You know what I'm saying? You're up 1,000%. Everybody gets used to those. It's super easy to trade because you're not doing anything, right? This is where the true patience and the true traders come in because most people are gonna blow their account. They're gonna blow their account trying to trade this, and this is why we take profit. We buy our oversold dips. We get out, right? We hold some runners. If it don't work, we stop out. We take 15% loss. We'll take that, right? But most people are not. They're gonna be like, well, we can't go all the way back down, and then we can't go all the way back, you know what I'm saying? And then they want to keep it here. And then if we finally get the five, right? Let's say we finally get the five, they want to take it lower. Then we'll finally, probably trap some bears down below, get back above, and then squeeze back up, right? And then we'll get back above, and then we'll play it there. Wherever the five is, it'll probably curl down. So we might get a little rejection first, and then, play it like that. But, once you start to see chop or sideways action and just moves that you just not really rocking with, it's okay, man. It's okay, because it takes time to kind of learn that patience or to have that skill to be like, wait a second, I'm not gonna do this. Like I said with the puts earlier, right? Remember with the first set of puts, I was like, hey, you don't want to take them right now, right? You want to buy time. And if somebody had taken them, they would have gotten absolutely fucked that whole candle, right? And then it's like, oh damn, do you hold? Do you wait? Do you hold and hope that it goes lower? Do you hold? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, glad I could, be here with y'all during a move like this because when it's happening, obviously everybody's emotions are high, everybody sees it, and they're like, oh yeah, we're coming back down here. We might, but you can't just, not at certain levels. At certain levels, you can't do that. Now, if we had been at a breakdown retest level, yeah, it'd have been an easy short. But because we had major 4-hour resistance, right? Major 4-hour daily, not my fault, not resistance, support. Major daily support. You don't want to be the person to short into that, do you? So even with us being this low right here, my boy, did you catch it? I only caught 60, man. I only caught 60% on the SPX on the end of the day. But yeah, we got 6 minutes. Man, I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm not gonna swing it. You didn't catch. I didn't catch. Unfortunately, that's all good. It's all good. It wasn't that good of price action anyway. It was like literally 3-minute candle. That today wasn't one of those ones where it was like a easy, you know. Yeah, today was one of those ones where it did like this. Fucking bullshit, bullshit, and then you get a red, and then it's back green. Bullshit, shit like a. Yeah, But yeah, today was definitely a day to practice patience for sure. But yeah, man, I don't like I said, even though we see this head and shoulders, we've seen multiple head and shoulders fail, and we're at the neckline. So I guess what we could do. How long do we got? 5 minutes. Yeah, hold on. Let me use my other phone real quick because this phone is just pissing me off. I can't even fucking put in orders. I don't know what's going on with this shit. But let me get this. All right, yeah. So what we could, like I said, you could do a starter, but it's just the fact that we're still below the five and we're literally in the exact middle. So you try to go long, what happens if you gotta sit through drawdown? You try to go short, what happens if you gotta sit through drawdown? You know what I'm saying? So the best way to play it, if you just had to be into something, would be like again, just buy a little time. Maybe Fridays. Where's that gap? Start 7:45. Like a Friday 7:45 or some shit like that. Could pay cause like cook. Exactly. That's why. Yep. And that's exactly why we always got to be patient, right? And it's why we play our levels. If the level don't hold, you get out of the play while it's still early. You know what I'm saying? You take a little 15% paper cut. That ain't nothing, right? You'd rather take a 15% paper cut right here, right? When we got that little breakdown retest red candle, you gotta take that 15% loss than to be that person who's like, nah, but it has to go back up, right? It's gotta go. You always trade on your phone. Oh hell yeah, it's easier for me to be honest. All right, but 1 second. Let me see real quick. Oof, we got 4 minutes. I just want to see how much the contracts are. Fuck. Yeah, man. It's so man, because it looks so good, but it's like I said, because we're smack in the middle of this shit. It's kind of like you take the trade. What happens if you get drawdown, right? Then it's a waste of buying power. Or if you miss it, you just like fuck, you miss it, but you never know how high that shit can go, especially with Trump. So yeah, it's gonna pain me, but yeah, we're gonna have to not take this trade. We're not gonna take these longs. We're not gonna take anything, right? We're gonna come in tomorrow with a fresh mindset, uh fresh game plan. I'm about to film the YouTube video right now. So be on the lookout for that, probably like literally 10 minutes. So I'm about to film the YouTube video, give us the game plan. Um, and yeah, just like today, we caught us a nice little 90% bag. We'll catch that shit again tomorrow, right? Caught a little 90%, 60%, and 30% on the day. And then we got stopped out of the zeros and then stopped out of the ones for 15. So still good, still, it's all good. But yeah, bro, we literally haven't done shit. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, it's like realistically, you would have wanted us to see if we were truly bearish. Like I said, if this was like a it's over type of moment, we would have seen some actual selling, right? But we just have not seen it yet. This is all we've seen is this. You can honestly even tighten this up a little bit. Yeah, right there. Oof. Part of me want to take just one. Like, just one. I guess we could do that, right? Take one. All right, this is what we'll do. To scratch that itch, just in case we do get the gap up, I'll take, let's go to SPY. Let's go look at the options chain. What's today? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So after NVIDIA earnings Thursday. 7:45s for Thursday are $40. Yeah. All right, I'm in that. I grabbed five, like I said, a little small position. Nothing to write home about. Some cheap $40. I got 3 days, right? So then if we do get the gap down, it won't mean much, right? It won't mean too much. Plus, we'll be able to get that right back. It's only $200. But if we do get that motherfucker, if we break out first, we can just trim at open, and then if they do sell us back off, we can just get back in. So, like I said, yeah, I'm about to just one. Yeah, just one. Not a bag, not a huge position. But all right, yeah, I'm gonna cut this off real quick. I gotta film this YouTube video for us. So be on the lookout for the video. And ah, I'm getting old. Yeah, and remember, just keep being patient. The same way we were going up. Look, remember this? Same way we were just doing this shit. Same way we're doing this shit right here. It's the same shit right here. It's just more compressed. That's why it feels like it sucks. But it's just compressed. It's the same shit. Just gathering a bunch of liquidity, right? they're trying to cook both sides, but they're not cooking us because we already know where to buy, right? We know where to buy. But we obviously didn't buy this as a pre-market, but we knew where to short, right? We got that nice little short. Oh, that's what it was. It was Friday. They gave us that 200% on SPX. But yeah, right. So we know what we're looking for. But preferably, yes, I would like to see this recover overnight. And at least come back to the 5. And then if we reject the 5, that's what I'm saying. It'll be easier to short it back into the 20. Or it'll be easier to, bull back over it. So either way it goes, but like I said, yeah, I'm about to film this YouTube video, so I'm gonna end the live, and yeah, I'll see y'all in. Well, y'all will see me in a few minutes. I won't see y'all, but y'all see me in a few minutes. And then yeah, we'll lock back in tomorrow, of course, catch some more bangers. I'll go live probably a little earlier in the morning, but I slept all day today, so I gotta get some rest too. So see you boys.